Hi Scorpio, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we're actually looking ahead for the next 3 months for career and finances for you. All right, so please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate it. Being such a small channel, every single like, subscribe, everything like that really does mean the world to me. So thank you in advance. But this week we are using the Soul's Journey lesson cards. We're going to be getting an overview for each month with those. When we're looking at career, I have the Magpie Lenormand. And then for finances, we have the Dreaming Lenormand. Okay, so getting into it for you, Scorpio. Scorpio, career and finances for Scorpio, January, February, and March. Okay. Starting us off for January, we have empathy. All right, so that says I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. So a need for you to be looking at all sides of a situation. Every time I do see that sort of vibe of both sides of a situation, it does bring to mind that there is actually three sides to a situation: yours, theirs, and then the truth somewhere in the middle. So trying to find that objective point in the middle. So seeing both sides of the situation and then collating that data to be able to see the truth in the middle. Okay, having empathy for other people's point of view, really taking on board other people a little bit for the month of January when it comes to, I feel like that's probably more for career for majority of you, but we'll have a look here. So we'll grab your cards for January. Career for Scorpio during January, please. Yeah, so that empathy factor definitely is going to be your career there, Scorpio, but we'll grab the financial cards out so we can talk about January as a whole. Okay, finances for Scorpio, January, please. Okay. Can I just get clarity on that for Scorpio financials, January? Clarify what that is about, please. Okay, so Scorpio, we are seeing some harder energy for you, and I can also sort of start to feel that it is sort of continuing on maybe a little bit longer than January as well, but this is going to be why empathy is very important for you, I feel. Firstly, we do have the moon coming out, which straight away does talk about emotions and your emotional connection with your career, some things happening around you in your career that maybe a little bit emotionally charged, especially with the next card being the whip. Okay, so the whip really does talk about potential trouble and tensions, infighting, that kind of vibe. So some sort of emotionally charged fighting and tensions, drama, challenges being raised within your career sphere during January. It does feel very emotionally charged with that moon touching that whip energy there, and there is a very strong need obviously for you to see both sides of a situation, especially when the third card we have is the bouquet, which is that it does talk about it's like both sides of the situation. It's giving energy, but it's also receiving energy. So it's can you take what you're giving? Can you give what you're taking? That kind of energy a little bit when it's talking about fighting potential conflict in the workplace here. We do sort of see that the time and energy that you're putting into things is going to come back on you. I do feel that there is this element of karma at play here, that it's that's why the empathy is so strong for you. I feel that there is this element of you, you know, needing to, you know, be very wary of karma. You know that karma is, you know, we all know that one. But it's kind of that if you're going to dish it out, don't be surprised if you get it back. That kind of energy is coming through here, because the bouquet, although it is usually a very positive energy, with this other energy here, it's like, you know, the emotions that you're putting out, you're getting them back as well. You know, if you're trying to start fights with somebody, start drama with somebody within the workplace, you're getting that drama straight back at you as well. It's a reciprocal energy. It's not just one person copying it from whatever's happening here. So it's kind of like, if you're the one copying it, be very careful to not give it back, because, you know, it's just going to, you know, exacerbate that situation. You know, so when it comes to your career, I do feel for a lot of you that this has got to do with actual people within your career sphere. So like, you know, other employees, people that work for you, you know, the boss, all that sort of stuff, clients, that sort of thing. So definitely expect to be dealing with some Karens this sort of first month of 2024. You know, but also be very wary that if you can dish it out, you also need to be able to cop it as well. So it's a bit of a harder energy here. All right, and it does feel as though you know, there may be some sort of financial impact for some of you here as well, because we do see the stalk coming out, which is things getting stirred up. All right, so whatever's being stirred up with this, you know, this, it feels like kind of like infighting, like fighting with somebody at work, or something along those lines, drama, just you know, that you are involved in it, unfortunately here. We also have the snake, and then that was followed up with the whip as well. So we're seeing the whip for you financially, as well as in that career sphere. So you know, whatever's going on here, it could cause some conflict financially as well. All right, you know, and when I've asked to clarify that, we do have the rider there, which is news on the way. So some sort of news. You know, I do feel heavily that this is conflict affecting you in some way. That whatever's going on with this drama, this conflict in the workplace, it is actually going to affect you financially as well. And there's some sort of news on the way that that this has actually affected you. You know, it's kind of giving me that, you know, I'm kind of getting stirring up trouble, being a bit of a, you know, because the snake energy there, the snake can talk about deception or betrayal. So and it can talk about you know, like, it is a harder energy. It's like that temptation to stir ish is sort of coming up with that snake energy. And with the stalk really does stir things up, and it also is talking, it talks about like idea generation. So it's kind of like your idea of what's going on. You may actually be suffering a little bit of self-deception here, because you're not seeing the other sides of the situation completely. So just be very wary of that, because it has the potential to, you know, bring bad news towards you, to bring news of financial conflict towards you. So it just kind of feels like I'm getting that vibe of like, you know, when you're at school and you be naughty at school and you get sent to the principal's office, and the principal says, well, we have no choice, we have to suspend you for a couple of days. I'm kind of getting that energy, that, you know, if you're getting too involved in this drama, in this conflict, this fighting, quarreling type energy, that you may, I don't feel, there's no signs of it being permanent break from career here, or permanent break from finances or anything like that, but it may just be like a temporary, look, we need you to take a couple of days, to yourself to sort this out, and within yourself, or you may lose some shifts, or something along those lines, which then leads to, you having this conflict with the money situation as well. This news of, it's going to be a bit harder for you to get through during the end of January. I feel like that's the end of January with the financials there. So, just be very, very wary of that sort of energy. But with the moon there in the career sphere, it does feel as though, whatever's going on, it's very emotionally charged. And with that snake, the temptation to get involved, or to exacerbate that fighting is going to be huge. So it's going to be a very hard sort of energy to deal with, and it is carrying over into February, because we do have the grief card coming through for February, which I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So I feel like, once again though, I'm not feeling that this is like losing your job or anything like that, okay? Just be aware of that. I'm kind of getting to that for maybe one or two of you, that the fight that happens, it may be like somebody is losing money in the workplace somehow. Like, I'm not seeing any cards of theft or anything like that, but I am feeling that, that there may be something to do with money being lost. It may just be because of the fighting, the bad vibes. Nobody wants to sort of come in and purchase, or things like that. There may be a fight with a client that puts the money of the business at jeopardy, and that's where the trouble is coming from. That you're not going to receive this extra commissions and things like that. Obviously everyone's got different careers there, so it's hard to be specific, but it's those sorts of things, and that grief is sort of following you through into February, but it does give you that opportunity to understand that losing something gives you the opportunity to appreciate it, and sort of really sort of sit yourself down and be like, hang on, where do I want to go from here? So we'll have a look. Pardon me. Sorry, I've gained a lovely cough after New Year's, and I lost my voice for like a whole day and a half, and I just cannot get my throat back to fine. Definitely doesn't help that I'm a smoker as well, guys. Okay. Career for February for our Scorpios, please. Okay, and financials for Scorpio for February, please. So yeah, Scorpio, I'm once again, I'm intuitively getting that this may definitely have something to do with, the company suffering some sort of financial loss. And that's maybe where all this fighting is coming from. Because I'm also getting that it's kind of like, with that flowers energy, that it's kind of maybe got something to do with you've given somebody too many chances, or you gave somebody a chance and then they messed up, and that sort of, it falls back on you somehow. I'm definitely getting that sort of energy as well here. But then, February, we are seeing that snake energy again, this time with your career rather than the financials. But once again, I'm feeling this time it's betrayal, some sort of betrayal within the career sphere. It's leading you to this energy here, which is the crossroad, and then the mice energy. Okay, so and I said before I didn't see any cards specifically relating to theft or anything like that, but here it is. All right, because the choice, though, the choice and decision. So this betrayal that has gone on within the workplace here, it's leading you to need to make a choice or decision. And I don't feel, once again, I don't feel like it's theft as such, but I do feel like it's loss and stress over, do I choose to cop the loss and move on, or do I choose to walk a different path altogether? All right, the crossroad really shows us it's like that fork in the path where you choose whether you're going to accept the loss or not. It is kind of what I'm feeling for a lot of you here, because that mice energy, it is a loss, and it is something that sort of eats away at you a little bit too. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be choosing to walk away and accept the loss, and choose to walk in a different direction here. But there is grief attached to it. And it does say, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So that's a really hard energy. I'm sorry to be picking up on that, Scorpio, but we are seeing some really tough cards here with the double whips, and double snakes, as well as now having that mouse on the table. We are definitely seeing and for some of you this may not be any fault of your own. All right, for some of you this is the business deceiving, for some of you, and that's why we're seeing it in your finances, because I'm getting that for some of you, maybe one of you, there's something going on where it's like the business is deceiving you, and the business is not making enough money, and they don't have enough money to pay like the pay you pay, or pay your health cover, or and you're kind of choosing, do I accept this loss, or do I try to stick it out and see if things get better? And I feel like for a lot of you that you are going to be copping that loss, like taking that as a loss in February. All right, but financially, we're starting to see a different story financially, because we do have the tree, okay, which is the opportunity to learn and grow. Look after yourself for once, instead of worrying about all this other stuff going on. We see you having this opportunity to grow and learn, and follow your own wisdom here, financially. Definitely could be seeking some sort of extra financial education on how to deal with finances. I'm getting for one or two of you that's like education in the sense of maybe talking to somebody, like an accountant, or that sort of a thing. But we are seeing the ship and then the book coming out directly here as well. So the ship is all about brand new adventures for yourself, so setting sail into calmer waters, financially speaking. The book also talks about new beginnings, new chapters opening up towards you there, entering into the unknown, setting sail off into unknown waters, and seeing what happens next in the story of Scorpio. But once again, it definitely could, with that book there as well as the tree, we definitely could see some sort of education factor. This definitely could be talking about going over the books, like talking to a financial advisor, or an accountant, that kind of thing. Definitely maybe even traveling to see an accountant, or to go through the books with somebody like that. So because this definitely can talk about travel as well. So some of you may be sort of choosing to accept the loss, and choosing this as your opportunity to focus on yourself, and maybe go on that trip that you've always wanted to go on, and start some new chapters for yourself in that sense financially. Start a new book of accounts for yourself, where you're actually focusing on something else altogether. Which I am seeing a flow through from that kind of energy going through into March as well, because we do have the change card coming through. So I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement, and that ship is movement happening for you financially, and that change, those changes sort of stirring you into action here. So I do feel that you've got a lot of choices coming up for you in February that are going to lead you to change in some way, shape or form, both career and financially speaking here. So we'll get a bit of extra clarity for March here. Okay, Scorpio, what's going on for Scorpio March with career, please? I'm seeing this pretty clearly that, I feel like I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I do feel like for a lot of you that we are choosing to walk away and accept the loss, from this career, this job, this career that we're looking at here. We do see the coffin coming out firstly here, so that really does talk about death and rebirth, endings, bringing brand new beginnings for you, closing the lid on your career, one career cycle, starting brand new beginnings for you with your career. And then we do see you entering into this caterpillar stage, where this is where you really are sort of, consume everything, eat everything in sight, so that you can grow and evolve, metamorphosize yourself into something brand new career-wise. So I do feel like for a lot of you that you are sort of, following this path where, you are being given this opportunity to grow and evolve within your career, but it just seems as though there may be that sense of grief and loss attached to that before we see the growth and evolving happening. We do also see the clouds, which is, you very heavy in thought. I feel like you're sort of, especially here when we're seeing that caterpillar and the clouds together, it's kind of like you're consuming all these different options, trying a million different things to sort of work out what fits for you, really sort of overthinking all the different possible outcomes of this and of that, and really thinking things through pretty clearly here, trying to be very logical with what you need to do with your career, and I am still getting that for some of you there is potential education involved along the way here as well. The clouds really does remind us, though, to, don't allow anxiety to get the better of you when it comes to all this stuff. Every cloud does have a silver lining. Without change, there can't be any growth or evolution. Okay, so it's kind of reminding you as well that in order to have these transformations, we do need to have the death, so that we can have that energy transform into brand new beginnings for us here. All right, but we'll have a look financially for March as well. Okay, what's going on for Scorpio March with finances, please? Okay, yeah. So, all in all, like I said, you can't have that growth and evolving without movement happening, without change. All right, and we do see the flowers, which is a very positive giving and receiving energy. We did see that up in the start of your reading there as well, but I'm getting a much more positive energy off it this time around, that it's like you're giving yourself opportunities, and you're receiving opportunities in return. All right, because that's come out with the key. All right, so the key to the world is in your hand here, Scorpio. The key to every door that you need to open in order to find that success for yourself financially, it's in your hand, okay? You are giving yourself this key to unlock brand new opportunities for yourself, financially. The key really does open up a lot of doors, and it really leads to success as well. So we are seeing financial success. It is definitely possible for you in the near future. It's just a journey to get there. That's the unfortunate thing, is that it is just a bit of a journey to get there. We are also seeing the cross, which does sort of remind us to have faith. Everything is happening the way that it is supposed to. Everything is happening for a reason. There is a sense of destiny comes through with the cross, and it really does also remind us to, keep our sense of faith in our financial situation. Even when things look tough, have faith that it's all going to work out how you need it to. There is a strong spiritual connection with the cross energy. For some of you, it's kind of, I'm also getting, I do have another deck that has a card that says ask for help from above. So ask for guidance, ask for help, all that sort of stuff. And you will really be finding these new opportunities though. So I do feel as though there's a lot of success. It's just a matter of going through the change in order to get to the successful outcomes, and having faith that everything really will work out the way that you need it to here, Scorpio. So it's it's a bit of a tough energy. I'm not gonna lie, there is grief and loss attached to especially looking like February being the nitty gritty of that. But it does feel like for some of you, this is going to be sort of like a longer situation where it's sort of, it's niggling, and then it sort of gets worse and worse and worse, and you're having to make that choice in February, as do I take the loss, or do I try to stick out on this path, or do I choose a new path and sort of cop that loss. I do feel though that change is inevitable, and if you want that change in a positive way, if you want that success, that don't be fearful of the change. It's happening for growth and evolvement of your situation. All right, so I know the emotional storm is going to be a bit hard to get through, but it's one of those things, Scorpio, that once again, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. All right, so tough energy, but that's what we have for you, Scorpio. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, and see if there's any other clues or indications of what's going on for you in those. I would probably suggest checking your Mars placement for a career finance reading. That usually is pretty accurate for your Mars placement as well as your Sun. All right, but that's what we have for you today. And also your Saturn placement. Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn and all things work and money. So the Saturn placement usually, and Mars do tend to be quite strong, I feel, for the way I read with career and finances. All right, but hopefully I'll see you all again soon. Leave me a comment and let me know if that resonated, unfortunately, or if you just hate me for saying all that. Either way is fine. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you.